Who's ready for this thing? I am. Oh, no, I'm not. I didn't change the time. Oh, gosh, dang it. Hang on. Hopefully, I got to do this quick. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, Lord Jesus, I've messed up. Hang on. Hold on. Oh, God. What did I do? You dummy. Hey, I'm here. I'm really here. I really am. Here it goes. It's not just a standby. Hang on. Gosh, boomer alert. Here we go. There's my face. Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. It's Friday, Funky Friday on the Morning Night Live. Let me turn this music down a little bit. There we go. And I don't have much of anything today. It is Q&A Friday also. I'll drop the question link in the chat shortly. We got, we do have some things, but I'm just playing it by ear today. It's, on Friday we tried to play it a little bit loose, and damn right I'm playing it loose today. So we got very few trending topics. I don't have any, whatchamacallit. I don't have stories. I'm scrolling through Twitter today. We're going to watch videos and just have fun and do Q&A and the whole damn thing. So, shall we do this thing? I'm ready. You ready? I'm kind of ready. I wasn't really ready, but I'm sort of trying to be ready, and I'm ready now. So, Johnny, since I'm ready, why is that doing that? What the hell's going on here? Oh my God. This thing is messing with me. Well, anyway, let's play the intro. Johnny, turn that off. Play the intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way, but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only P-Dog Knight.
And turn that off! Put my face on the screen, damn it. That's not my face. What the hell? What is going on here? Thank you. Finally. Hi. And welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as P-Dog Knight on the internet. And welcome to the P-Dog Knight channel on this Friday, the 17th of November, 2023. I'm glad you're here. You're glad I'm here. I hope. Y'all are in the chat and rooms and things, so I suppose it's all working. And is it working on Rumble? Oh my gosh, it's even working on Rumble. So Boomer Tech is a wonderful thing, and I'm glad we're all in the same place all at once. Colloquially, figuratively. Anyway, let's say hi, and then we're just gonna get into the show. Let's put a link out here for see, now YouTube did this update thing, and I hate they move shit around all the time, and so I can't figure out what the hell all this stuff is. Here, let's start a Q&A. This is the Ask Me Anything Q and A. Okay, so there you've got to put the questions on the question part in there, and I'll get to those later in the show, like I do on every Friday now. That's my new thing, and then we'll go from there. So let's say hi to everybody, and we'll get to what's happening in the world. Gunfox61, there we go. First sponsor of the day. Thank you, Gunfox61. You are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Thank you, sir, for sponsor show, dropping a Hamilton in the tip jar. News Gid to the rescue. Yes, okay. It's an MSNBC opinion piece. We'll get to that. Oh. That's interesting. Well, it's interesting because you put something about George Santos, and we have some sort of breaking George Santos news if you didn't already hear. But I got to say hi to everyone first. So let's do that. Good morning first over on Rumble. Advocatus Diablo gets the bell. And hello, Mike Savage, Blarg, Tall Person, Hoity, you too, Jimmy Das Hotep's in the house. And that's all the people who have Rumble windows open that have said anything. Yes, there's 10 watching on Rumble. Thank you for being over there. I'm one of the 10, though. And Gunfox drops another Hamilton in the tip jar, and you're still the Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Another, oh my gosh, are you trying to kill me? Another MSNBC opinion piece? What is this fresh hell? Gun Fox, what are you doing to me? I see you. I see you. Okay, cool. All right, on YouTube. Let me unpin. Can I move that? I want to see who's the first person here today. No, I'm not ending the Q&A. First in chat on YouTube. Avocados Diabli gets the bell. And good morning to tall person, my favorite Canadian Jaeger pony, Mike Savage, Blarg. Lord Stanhope's in the house. I said Mark Savage. Simon Wolfwood, good morning. I said Lord Stanhope. Higgs in the house from the home base in Florida. Nice to have you here. I hope Cindy's in the background too. Hi to you too. By the way, Gunfox keeps dropping Hamilton's in the tip jar. If you want to drop a Hamilton in the tip jar, you can do that too. Or a deuce or whatever. There's the link pinned to the top of the YouTube chat. And in fact, you know what I could do? I can do this. I could do this on Rumble too. I'll just put it in the Rumble. Although you can't pin comments in Rumble. I don't know why that is. That's the whole thing. There you go. If you're on Rumble only. Another Hamilton, and he's dropping. Oh, Gunfox. Oh, I see. That's a balanced article apparently that he sent me also. Where was I at? Good morning, JB. Nice to see you. Nomad's in the house.
Stop. Hammer time.
I got Hig, I got Nomad. Is that who else is here? That's Attack Alpaca's in the house. Nice to see you. Fake news expert. Somnambule Nation, and that's kind of everybody so far. People will stroll in and roll in eventually because, it takes time for YouTube to send the notifications out. But that's a good start. 18 people, 9 likes. Hit the like button. There should be 18 likes already, maybe 19. And I would appreciate that. GDSOP is here. What's up? Buongiorno. Stanhope. Buongiorno to GDSOP. Okay. Let's see. Let's get into this. Okay. Now, like I said, there's not a whole lot of, there wasn't a whole lot of trending topics that I could, that I really, could get just get my nails into, you know what I mean? Scribbles, what's up? Dog Thrapple. Nice to see you, sir. And by the way, thank you, Tall Person and Somnambule Nation and Mike Savage and who else is tweeting out the show here? I did remember to do the whatchamacallit, I tweeted out the show this morning. If you haven't, here, all you need to do, here's what I'll do. I'm going to do this. I'm going to copy the link. I'm going to paste it into both chats. And if you're on X, all you got to do is retweet that. There you go. So you click that and then you retweet that. Oh, and the other thing I was going to do today, I was going to do something else interesting. Well, I don't know if anything I do is really all that interesting, but I like to think it is. I really do. I'm going to put this in here. If you're doing the Streamlabs thing, okay, and you're sponsoring the show via Streamlabs, there are like a lot of different little special little things what was the one that just came up? I'm just gonna do this when Gunfox drops a Hamilton, for example. I'm gonna replay this real quick just to show you it. See, you get a little Nicki Minaj dancing, with her big old booty and stuff, and she's kind of cute, and that's what pops up. Well, different donation amounts pop up different things. So, for example, I'm gonna put there's a list in the description, but let me see how this works in the chat. Is that gonna work? So for example, if you do any of those amounts, 223, 333, 357, 399, there's different things for every one. So those there. But if you do, and again, for every, there's specific amounts. Some of them if you just put X number, but there's another. There's a whole bunch of others. And then the shake weight ones are like my favorite ones, but you have to you just got to know what to do. So here's Here's there you go. There's the ones that shake weights, and if you go up even higher, you got a twerking mamacita. You got the best shake weights at 22.22 though. I don't know why I chose 22.22. For some reason, by the way, yesterday I don't know why a song popped into my head yesterday. That another one. Thank you, man. Gunfox, you are just going full on superstar today. Oh, that's the one I already did. Yes, thank you again, Gunfox, dropping another Hamilton in the tip jar. Did I do Turco Mamacita? Yeah, I did. Let's go. And then if you now I haven't done anything beyond 55, but we do have a little Sammy Hagar one. But the Aussie Track Star one's really good too. That's everyone likes the Aussie Track Star. So this is just other ways you can make the show interesting because I'm kind of boring. Anyway, let's actually do a show today. How about that? Now, there is some major breaking news, and I got to tell you, I was stunned when I saw this on Twitter. Oh, more notifications? What are these notifications for? Thank you, Jimmy Das Hotep, for tweeting the show, and Somnambule Nation for tweeting out my tweet of the show. I appreciate that. Okay, there is some major breaking news, and holy Moses! So yesterday, was it yesterday we spent the show? No, it was the day before. We were talking about Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens, right? The dust up between, and the entire internet is watching them. It's like the lefties are just, fight the food. It's like a food fight, right? It's a food fight in the middle of the cafeteria where the two most I don't know, popular, but maybe one of the more annoying people, maybe, because some people see them both as annoying, and they get into a food fight in the cafeteria, and all the burnouts over there are watching, yeah, food fight, and all the jocks over there are like, yeah, food fight, and all the band members are back there going, yeah, food fight, and all the debate teams over here going, yeah, food fight. And everyone's watching like going, oh, this is awesome. This is some major internet drama. Well, there is some breaking news in the internet drama between Candace Owens and Ben Shapiro. And I am stunned that a journalist has discovered something that is amazing, okay? Amazing. Why aren't the burnouts in the smoke? Because it's lunchtime. They don't, it's lunch. They got to go sit in the lunch cafeteria during lunch. They can't smoke during lunch. There's an amazing turn of events in the Candace Owens, Ben Shapiro, whatever you want to call it, kerfluffle, right? And here it is from Jeff Charles, writer at Red State and freelance journalist. Breaking. Candace Owens becomes Black Hebrew Israelite amid backlash over Israel's stance, declares she is a real Jew. Quote, if embracing my true identity as a Black Hebrew Israelite and as a true Jewish woman is what it takes to show the world who I really am, so be it. Oh my gosh, she's become a Black Hebrew Israelite? Okay, look. Okay, let me explain something to you real quick because this is important. Okay, this is very important. Jeff Charles, while he does write for Red State and writes normal articles for things, anytime Jeff Charles writes the word breaking on his X, formerly known as Twitter feed, it's going to be some funny shit. But not only that, he actually wrote an article. For this. Candace Owens becomes Black Hebrew Israelite amid backlash over Israel's stance, declares she's a real Jew. Take that, Ben Shapiro. Now, this is, okay. Caveat. Yes, this is fake news, but it's funny. It's hilarious. Good morning, Bishop. How you doing, man? Nice to see. Or C. No, this is C Bishop. I don't know which bishop that is, but it's one of the bishops. So they've come from down high from the Vatican and have joined us over on Rumble. Also, good morning, Rod Line, nice to have you back again. Welcome, sir. Okay, so in a rather bizarre twist in the ongoing feud between conservative media personalities Candace Owens and Ben Shapiro, Owens has announced that she is converted to the Black Hebrew Israelite faith and has boldly proclaimed that she is a real Jew. This dramatic shift comes amid the heated exchange between the two commentators following a dispute over the war between Israel and Hamas. Owens has come under fire for displaying a remarkable lack of knowledge about the conflict and for making controversial remarks about the matter during a press conference. Owens explains the decision. There are so many people quick to judge my spiritual journey as my own, and if embracing my true identity as a Black Hebrew Israelite and a true Jewish woman is what it takes to show the world who I really am, then so be it. Jeff, you're so funny. She added, suck on that, Ben Shapiro. Wait, where is it? Where's this one?
Your life makes me sad.
There we go, Ben Shapiro.
Yeah, boy.
Shortly after declaring that Christ is king in what has been seen as a thinly veiled subtweet at Shapiro, Owens is now practicing Black Hebrew Israelite and has begun making some life changes, immersing herself in the religion's traditions. The hardest part about this is giving up pork. I've stopped eating bacon, and it's been so traumatic for me, she said in a recent live stream. Hello, Rick Ashbringer. What's up? Owens has been quick to leverage her new faith in to support her stance on the war in Israel. As a true descendant of the biblical Israelites, I have the right to call out false Jews in Israel for committing a mass genocide against the Palestinians, Owens says. It can't be anti-Semitism if they aren't actually Jewish, right? No. God. Okay, Jeff. Look, there's more, and it's funny. There's only 2 more paragraphs, but I'm going to make you read it yourself. This silly little post will be in the links today, and it's fucking hilarious. So there you go. All right. Let's see. Wait, what sea bishop? No, not sea bishop. Not like sea biscuit. No, not the horse. C as in the letter C. Cardinal Bishop, Chris Bishop, Cactus Bishop. I don't know. I don't know what the C stands for. It's C Bishop CGR. So it's that bishop over on Rumble. Thanks for joining us. Okay. All right. So that little bit of silliness is by the wayside. Now, more important, hello, Cyan Wizard. People keep saying Candace's Bible quote was directed at Shapiro, but no one seems to realize her tweets before that were directed at Nikki Haley. Why wouldn't the trend continue? Well, here's why. Here's why. Because Candace is not that consistent or that smart. Okay. So I don't know. It maybe, but I don't think so. I think for sure that, it was a subtweet at Shapiro. It's not even close. So anyway, now let's get into more important news, because there are some celebrities who are making threats again, not against anyone in particular, but against, well, they're saying that they are going to leave the country if Donald Trump is reelected in 2024. First we had Cher, okay, and we had Barbara Streisand, and now Bruce Springsteen. Oh my gosh, breaking. Bruce Springsteen announces he will leave the United States if Donald Trump is elected in 2024. Oh gosh.
You are so dumb.
I gotta tell you.
Really dumb.
I gotta tell you. I don't care. Okay. In fact, here, where's the one? Where's the one? Right, where is it? I gotta find it because I don't use this one very often. Where the hell is it? Well, that upsets me. I can't find the one I want to do. Oh, here it is.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
So Bruce Springsteen threatening to leave the country. Also, I think on that list recently, I think Taylor Swift was on the list. I think Madonna was on the list. And I gotta be honest with you. This is just bullshit. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Didn't they all threaten to leave in 2016 if Donald Trump was elected? And they're all freaking still here. Maybe did Bruce move to London for a while, but then he ended up coming back? Madonna and Taylor Swift have been fact-checked false. Well, they've done it before. They didn't do it this time. Hello, Selecta Boy. How you doing?
Yeah, boy.
And Woodcut is in the house. But I don't care if they did or not. I don't know. But Cher did for sure, and Babs has done it for sure. And I just gotta. Does anyone really think? Look, let me break this down a little bit for you, because think about the people. For example, think about the people who are running through the streets right now with the Palestinian flags, right? Most of them young, college age or younger, whatever. Do they even know who these people are? They might know who Madonna is, maybe, but like Cher and Bruce Springsteen and Barbara Streisand, those are people in my generation, or people that I would know, people that a lot of you in this audience would know, because a lot of you are closer to my generation than their generation. Who gives a shit where they live? Really? Do you think you're actually affecting politics in the United States by you leaving if someone you don't like wins the presidency? Are you serious? Do you think you're that fucking important? I guarantee you are not that important. And wherever you live in the world, you probably still do most of your work in the United States. So who gives a shit where you live or where you go? Please go now. Why wait? Don't, who cares? Oh my gosh. I am, Gunfox, thank you again. Another Hamilton in the tip jar. I think he's going to try to break me today. Let's see what this was. Here, well, no, I can't. I don't want to foreshadow it. Oh, okay. That's a good one. You almost had me, because living in Minnesota, that would not surprise me. Okay, I don't hope you didn't see that yet. All right. So anyway, look, Bruce Springsteen, legendary musician. If you're into Springsteen, I never really cared for Springsteen. I mean, I thought he's okay. I guess the only reason I really liked Springsteen's music was Clarence Clemens, because I'm a saxophone player. Clarence Clemens is a saxophone player. When I was in high school, one of my really, really good friends was really into Bruce Springsteen, and we took a picture in the band room, him holding a guitar and me holding a saxophone, just like one of the album covers that they did. But otherwise, not a big Springsteen fan anyway. But I don't dislike him. I just, whatever. But I only pay attention to you, Bruce, because you're a musician, that I've heard your music. That's all I care about. Same with Cher. And I wasn't a fan of Cher, but I thought she was decent. I thought Cher was probably a better actor than a singer, but she's a pretty popular singer. Madonna, she broke the mold or re-broke the mold in the 80s as far as a singer. And Barbara Streisand is like something, she's from the 60s. There's most kids under 30 don't even know what the fuck she is. So who cares? But do you really care what these celebrities saying they're going to leave the country? I don't care. Again,
I'm here to tell you right now.
We don't care. So I spent way too much time on that. But that's it. That's one of the things people are talking about on Twitter. Okay. The app formerly known as Twitter. All right. Let's see. Last time I listened to him was in the 80s. Yeah. I mean, he had what? Let's see. Rock of USA, that was John Cougar. I mean, what was the last really popular song by Bruce Springsteen? What year might that have been? I know he did some kind of eclectic acoustic stuff there, or just artsy stuff that nobody really listens to except for diehard Springsteen fans. And he still does concert. Now look, here's one thing about Springsteen though. Legendary in concert, okay? Legendary in concert, because he'd do 4 or 5 hour shows on his tours just because they loved to play so much. And his band, I think was phenomenal. They were great players. I mean, but I just, as far as, do I give a shit if you leave the country because someone you didn't like is elected? I don't. Any of yous. So, all right, let's move on, because I'm already blowing a gasket, and Gunfox is going to try to explode me today. All right, here we go. Let's. Minneapolis is trending, and it's not because of George Floyd this time, but well, it kind of is actually because of the documentary that came out from Alpha News on Rumble called "The Fall of Minneapolis." Now I'm going to put it in the links again today, because I remember to watch it because I was going to watch it yesterday, but I forgot, and I ran out of. Well, my day got away from me, but Liz Collins' documentary, The Fall of Minneapolis, is streaming now on Rumble. Okay, and so it's Alpha News has put it out there a few times. Cernovich has put it out. Crime Watch Minneapolis, the regime that runs the city, the state, and their lapdog media are a disgrace. They should all be run out of town. A.K. Kamara, who I'm going to get on the show one of these days. He's a good dude. Lives here in the Twin Cities also. Derek Chauvin, Alexander Kueng, Thomas Lane, and Total should not be in jail for the death of George Floyd based on this movie. Obviously, they found the information on the original autopsy, which said that there was no trauma to George Floyd's neck, that, whatever. You know my stance on this. But the idea that he murdered this guy probably didn't happen. But anyway, and then also if you go into this trending topic link that I dropped in the chat, there's a whole lot of things that Crime Watch Minneapolis is a great site, and also Alpha News, which is a local kind of conservative-esque news source. Last night, nearly 200 individuals gathered to watch the premiere of Liz Collins' documentary, The Fall of Minneapolis. The documentary will be available to watch for free on our Rumble channel tomorrow. That was from the other night, and so now it's on Rumble. And then, but Crime Watch Minneapolis basically takes the police blotter and reports on it on Twitter, things that are happening. So, shooting in Minneapolis, a male shot in the lower right leg. Here, let's see, somebody here. I was literally physically shaking through the whole film. I knew the truth always since the moment it began. My heart breaks for the 4 innocent officers unjustly imprisoned. My hate and anger for all the liars is so immense of the fall. Walter Hudson, who's a local politician, day 5 and no arrest or sign of law enforcement. Oh, this is the other thing. This was the other thing that happened. Minnesota Representative Angie Craig, who just happens to be, Angie Craig happens to be my representative, and but she's a Democrat. Don't get it twisted. This is Minnesota, but some activists for the Palestinian thing going on, went to someone's home to confront Angie Craig. But it wasn't even Angie Craig's home. It was someone that she was visiting, and some protesters followed her to this home. This was on November 9th, I think. And Walter Hudson points out, day 5 and no arrest or sign of law enforcement investigation into the crimes of trespass, harassment, and surreptitious intrusion committed by anti-war Minnesota. But hey, at least the Minneapolis Federation of Teachers came out today in support of Hamas. Yeah, that too. Whatever. So anyway, here was this thing, and this is the Minnesota Anti-War Committee even posted this, and I don't know why you would post this, but here they are confronting some people where Angie Craig was a guest in their home. They're having an event at their home.
Hi, this is my house.
Can you tell Angie to come out, please? I would like to talk with her and ask her why she's slaughtering kids.
I would like to talk with you because you don't know what I believe, and
But
you
don't
have been
understand.
outside of my house.
So they've been protesting her house. This is someone's home.
With someone that kills and slaughters
I
mothers and children.
understand.
Can you please explain that to me?
I
How am I,
understand.
as
Why is he asking a non-politician to
as a
explain
human,
anything?
My brothers and
But you
sisters
know,
are being slaughtered.
I know, and I
Then
know.
why? Let me
That
talk
is
with
my
Angie
house.
Craig. Why are they
And
saying?
we don't
Why are
know
they
what
saying?
I believe.
You let Angie Craig come. Let me talk to Angie Craig. I don't want you. I want Angie Craig.
Who is this
I
guy?
want to talk with Angie Craig.
Who is this guy?
Why can't I talk with her?
Because
Why can't I talk with
you're
Angie
at
Craig?
the wrong house. Go visit her office, her congressional office in the Twin Cities. And apparently they just kept harassing them through that night. But in fact, I don't know if they've done more. And Walter Hudson said, thank you for posting evidence of gross misdemeanor online. Very convenient for law enforcement. Screen capped and downloaded. And so this is a statute he put up. Surreptitious intrusion observation device. A person guilty of gross misdemeanor who enters another person's property, surreptitiously gazes, stares, or peeps in the window or any other aperture of a house or place of dwelling, and does so with intent to intrude upon or interfere with the privacy of the member of the household. A person is guilty of a gross misdemeanor who enters another person's property, surreptitiously installs or uses any device for observing, photographing, recording, amplifying, or broadcasting sound or events through the window or any other aperture of the house, place of dwelling or another. So anyway, these people are breaking the law by doing that. And it'll be interesting to see. I doubt if anyone in the city of Minneapolis will go after them, but it's a fascinating turn there that they would do that. Also, Crime Watch Minneapolis Police Department has confirmed what we've been posting for several days. Construction workers are being targeted for robbery and theft in Minneapolis. If you must work in Minneapolis, don't leave valuables in your vehicles. Warn contractors that come to your residence for work. So what happened, this is another thing. This is my town. Well, my town I don't live in. I live in a suburb of St. Paul, but it's close enough. Minneapolis police has been seeing a trend of mainly Spanish-speaking construction workers being targeted for robbery while sitting on job sites in their vehicles and theft from their unlocked vehicles while parked on job sites. These incidents have primarily occurred in South Minneapolis. Suspects involved have been typically described as a group of male and female apparent juveniles. In some of the robbery cases, a gun was used. Cash, weapon, power tools, wallets, and passports are reported losses. Some arrests have been made. Minneapolis Police Department has suggested. Now, I'm curious. Is that, well, the suspects involved have typically been described as juveniles. That's interesting. Minneapolis Police is suggesting following safety tips that are useful for all residents, employees, and visitors in Minneapolis. Always lock vehicles. If you hire a contractor to do work at your home or business, inform them of this trend and encourage them to ensure that they are properly securing their vehicle. Never store personal identification documents like passports and driver's license. Passport? Wait a minute. They had passports? Interesting. So they're here. These are people legally. That's amazing. What would they do with passports? Well, they're here legally. That's fine. I don't care. If they're here legally, more power to you. So, hello, Now What Studios. My friend Woo's in the house. Nice to see you. Yeah, they have I'm cool if they have passports. You know what? That means you're here legally. It must mean it. Anyway, share this information with your blog, blah, 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 blah. So that's, yeah. And this is not just a trend in Minneapolis. I've heard of this happening in Los Angeles, too, where people are doing construction work and people are out there raiding their vehicles. They probably got the idea from the internet. So there you go. So that is why. Those are some reasons why Minneapolis is trending. And again, I'll put a link to the fall of Minneapolis in the links today. Fox News is also trending. Apparently, this was breaking news this morning. They went into, I think, was it, what was it, NBC the other day? They went into one of the news places. Well, now the protesters for Palestine have poured into the headquarters of News Corp, the company that owns Fox News, the Wall Street Journal, and more. And then this is the Party of Socialism and Liberation writing this. So they say, Fox News lies cover up genocide. Every day, these outlets try to build support for Israel's massacre of Palestinians. So they have, here, why isn't this expanding? I wanted this to expand. There we go. Here's the video that they put out here where there's protesters. Well, I don't know. That doesn't show protesters going inside, but here they are. Oh, what a dynamic group. Wow. And so the police will probably be getting them out of there, but that happened this morning at Fox News. All right. Other reasons Fox are trending. I don't know why other reasons. Glenn Greenwald's mad at Fox. He says, what an absolute fucking Fox News. They spent years denouncing, mocking, and streaming about censorship on campuses. I was on many times to do it. Now that the censorship is done to ban and silence critics of Israel, including a Jewish group, They couldn't be happier. So they were reporting on at Columbia University that suspended 2 student groups.
School is writing the groups, quote, repeatedly violated university policy relating to holding campus events. And that culminated in an unauthorized event on Thursday that proceeded despite warnings and included threatening rhetoric and intimidation. So this is the first real example we've seen.
Now, this
on the
Glenn,
part of a
Glenn
major
complaining.
American
Let's stop this for a
university,
second.
an
Let's stop
Ivy
this for a
League
second.
school.
Glenn complaining about this. I don't know that this is the same thing that we were talking about schools censoring groups on campus. This is not the same. Okay. Usually in these cases, it's when they don't allow certain student groups to have venues, or they allow people to do the shout down vetoes of campus events. This is complete. This is now. I'm you know me about. I believe in free speech on campuses, right? And I'm critical of the what do they call them, the protest zones and shit like that, free speech zones. Okay. But here's where this is a little bit different. They're breaking the rules set for these student groups. And they did not have authorization to protest in this protest in a certain place. And they said they were making threatening rhetoric and threatening people. Is that a little different, Glenn, than what you went on Fox News to say that's wrong as far as censoring groups? I don't know. I'm curious what that means, Glenn. And I don't think groups should be sanctioned strictly for opposing Israel. Okay, that's not what the point was here. That's not why they were suspended, as far as I'm listening to this report. And we saw this report yesterday, too.
That is pushing back against these groups. A major development. There could be a lot of reasons why we are seeing this afternoon.
Okay, so anyway, the chair, okay, here's what he says. The chair of Columbia's Special Committee on Campus Safety. We are suspending students for justice for Palestine and Jewish Voice for Peace as official student groups through the end of the fall term. All the censorship is going in one direction. Well, again, if they broke the rules for student groups, I can see that. Now, if they didn't break the rules for student groups and they're only censoring them for their rhetoric, well, that is wrong. This is America, First Amendment, all that, right? But that doesn't sound like why they were suspended. But I don't know. Honestly, I'm in the, as much as I would like to just say fuck them, if they weren't breaking rules, that would not be the problem, right? Also, now this is the other one that I got a little bit of a chuckle out of this one. And this was from November 9th, and obviously nothing's happened since then, but the fact that this went back from November 9th, that this was posted, and I didn't see this. This was November 9th breaking. Hillary Clinton thinking of suing Trump, Fox News, and Republicans for $1 billion for defamation. Oh, my Lord. How do you defame Hillary Clinton? and, oh my gosh, I wish she would. Because there's one major reason why Hillary Clinton will never do it. One major reason. In fact, it's a one-word reason. Discovery. Because, there's some, in fact, discovery is the start. Anyway, all right. Oh my gosh, I've been wasting a lot of time here. Okay, another thing trending right now, and this is also somewhat breaking news. George Santos. There is a new resolution in the House or whatever to expel George Santos from the House of Representatives. A new resolution has been filed to expel embattled Representative George Santos from Congress in the wake of a scathing report on his conduct from the Ethics Committee. Now, why ABC News doesn't have a corresponding article on this, I don't know. The Hill has one. Let's see what the Hill says here. Ethics Chair introduces Santos' expulsion resolution after damning report. The House Ethics Committee Chair Michael Guest, Republican from Mississippi, introduced a resolution to expel Representative George Santos, Republican of New York, on Friday, less than 24 hours after the panel published its damning report on the embattled lawmaker. The five-page resolution outlines the Ethics Committee's sprawling report, which found substantial evidence that in the first term, Congressman violated federal criminal laws. It also cited 23 federal criminal charges the New York Republican faces. The evidence uncovered in the Ethics Committee subcommittee investigation is more than sufficient to warrant punishment and is the appropriate punishment. The most appropriate punishment is expulsion. So separate from the committee's process, as my role as chairman, I have filed an expulsion resolution, Guest wrote in a statement. Guest could call the expulsion measure to the floor as a privileged resolution when the House reconvenes after Thanksgiving, which would set the stage for a third referendum on ousting the embattled lawmakers. Two have failed. Good morning. Number one is in the House. If successful, the vote would put a bookend on Santos' remarkable and often mystifying stint in Congress and mark the culmination of the months-long push to boot the New York Republican from office amid mounting legal drama. It would also have far-reaching historical and political implications. If expelled, Santos would become the sixth lawmaker ever removed from the House and the first without having been convicted on criminal charges or accused of being disloyal to the Union. His ouster would also put the Republicans down a member in the already slim House majority, and it would trigger a special election in New York's 3rd Congressional District. The latest expulsion effort is already picking up steam. A number of lawmakers who opposed the previous efforts to boot Santos have said they now support his ouster. So, looks like his numbers are, his days are limited. And yes, I know you said a new story on that. We're going to read that one too. In fact, let's do that now. Hang on. Here it is. Here is the article that Gunfox sent me on this. Imagine the lack of my shock and surprise. Yeah, I'm not shocked either. This dude, he's a classic shitbag. Anyway, the trick behind George Santos' pledge to not run re-election, the day disgraced Congressman may wriggle free once more. So this is MSNBC. Look, the man's a shitbag. On Thursday, the House Ethics Investigative Subcommittee released a scathing report of Representative George Santos, Republican of New York. Shortly thereafter, Santos announced that he wouldn't run for re-election in 2024. But, as with anything Santos related, it is important to take everything he says with a horse block of salt. Okay, they said a grain of salt, but after all, because he's the lying guy. He is that guy. You know who I'm talking about from Saturday Night Live. In fact, they should have had him come back to play him. Anyways, after all, to use a phrase directly from the subcommittee's report, Santos' latest promise could be just another lie. Maybe. House Republicans have continually sidestepped responsibility for Santos remaining in power. With the majority of GOP members voting twice against expelling him, some have claimed they were waiting for the committee report to drop before taking action. And here comes the committee report, and now more people have said they would do it. Anyway, now that the investigative subcommittee has determined there was substantial evidence that Representative Santos violated federal criminal laws, those members are out of excuses. But with the committee stating it would not bring specific charges against him and Santos signaling his intention not to run again, he's making a gamble that he'll wriggle out of consequence. And it just might work. If there's a single ounce of ethics in the ethics committee, they would have not released this biased report Santos posted on X on Thursday morning. The committee went into extraordinary lengths to smear myself and my legal team about me not being forthcoming. My legal bills suggest otherwise. His post on X runs over 300 words, a length available only to users who pay to use the platform. And what is that? Who cares what that means? He could have done a 40 tweet thread to do the same thing. That means nothing. And makes a wide range of accusations and peculiar calls to action. But the most important bit is buried in the 6th paragraph. I will continue on my mission to serve my constituents up until I am allowed. He wrote, I will, however, not be seeking re-election for a second term in 2024, as my family deserves better than to be under the gun from the press all the time. Well, you know, George, you know who put you under that gun, or put your family under that gun? You moron. Anyway, even for Santos, the attempt to distract from the ethics report was too heavy-handed. Representative Santos sought to fraudulently exploit every aspect of his House candidacy for his own personal financial profit. The report summary states he blatantly stole from... Wait a minute! That's everyone in Congress! Think about the former Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, who's been in Congress for 20 whatever friggin' years, and now's a multi-millionaire on her $176,000 salary. Give me a break. But anyway, there's plenty of people in Congress who exploit every aspect of their House candidacy for their own personal financial profit. Now, he's done some other stupid shit that probably should be out of Congress for, but that one, that's hilarious. Anyway, he blatantly stole from his campaign. He deceives donors into providing what they thought were contributions to his campaign, but were in fact payments for his personal benefit. It goes on to say that Santos reported fictitious loans used in connection to high-profile donors to enrich himself further and consistently lied to anyone around him about his personal credentials. That's every New York politician. Jesus. The 56-page report itself paints a damning picture of Santos' involvement in his own financial schemes, rebutting his claims that his campaign treasurer, Nancy Marks' incompetence led to all his woes and that Marks went rogue. He was the ultimate beneficiary and knowing participant of much of the fraudulent reporting, as the falsely reported personal loans and contributions helped him meet benchmarks needed to win the support of the National Party and project a strong campaign to the public. The report reads, and it continues, even if Representative Santos was not aware of all the other errors in his campaign reports relating to other receipts and disbursements, he had his own concerns and was repeatedly advised by multiple members of his team about concerns regarding Ms. Marks, but he failed to take meaningful action. That's not the grounds to get rid of him, though. Like, that can't be. Oh boy. And they've got a whole slew of charges, whatever. And so let's see if he survives this one. I'm betting now that there's several other members who in the past voted to keep him, said, fuck it, we're not going to keep him this time. Get the hell out. I think he will be out. So, okay, I think I'm done with Q&A now. Oh gosh, I got to see what's in the Q&A. Oh, let's, we're going to just do the articles and then do the Q&A. Okay, hang on. Where? Oh my God. Hey, D. I better get to the questions soon. All right, let's just do articles now because I'm done with I'm done with trending topics anyway. And that ended up, except for Tom Petty. Tom Petty's no longer with us, and apparently Laura Trump has done a recording of "Won't Back Down" because the estate of Tom Petty said, well, they can no longer use Tom Petty's version of "Won't Back Down." So Laura Trump has recorded a cover of "Won't Back Down," and people are saying, oh, whoever's in charge of Tom Petty's estate should sue Laura Trump. For what? Recording a cover song and paying royalties to the estate if any of it sells? Give me a break. You cannot forbid someone to record your song. All you can do is force them to pay the royalties. I'm sorry. That's stupid. All right, let's move on. Let's get the rest of Gun Fox articles. Then we'll do Q&A. I'm gonna just close Ace right now. Let's see. Here's another one, another MSNBC editorial that I have not read, but Gun Fox has so graciously dropped a Hamilton in the tip jar so that I will read this. And so I am obligated and would happily read this. The GOP doesn't want you to know the true number of undocumented immigrants. Okay, I'm going to guess they're going to argue that it's lower than what the GOP would anyone would say. Is that it? There's what the GOP says about the trend in undocumented migration, and then there's the truth. Okay, now let me just stop right here. Okay, ever since I was a lad who heard about how many illegal immigrants there are in the United States of America, when I first ever paid attention to it in the late 70s and early 80s, that number has always been, they've always estimated, there's 20 million illegal immigrants. Oh, there's 20 million, at least 20 million. And that was true in the 80s, and that was true in the 90s, and that was in the 2000s. They always, it's 20 million. And then now they're saying, well, there's like 10.5 million. Well, how is it that if there are 20 million in the 80s, and there's a constant flow of illegal immigration into this country, do they all go back periodically, and then they replenish, and then they go back and replenish? Those numbers, nobody really freaking knows. Okay? So let's just see what this stupid article is going to say. Republicans and, to a somewhat lesser extent, Democrats have given Americans the impression that we're experiencing an invasion at our borders. Well, I just go by what the videos show in the caravans with thousands and thousands of people and the constant stream of people coming over. But where's this going? Oh, but a new Pew Research Center report released Thursday not only shatters that myth, but also reveals that the opposite is true. According to the report, the country's unauthorized immigrant population peaked at 12.2 million in 2007. That is when George W. Bush was president, and that population has been steadily decreasing since. So let's see. Let me get this straight. Pew Research is attempting to survey illegal immigrants to see how many there are in the country. That's what Pew Research is doing. Pew Research is interviewing illegal. Okay, let me just stop. I have to stop. So let's say, you came into the country illegally, and you're, probably, you're living in a house with 16 other people that maybe someone, lets you use, or you're squatting or whatever. There's 16 of you in the house, and Pew Research comes knocking at the door. And I'm going to say that when you're here illegally, and you might think that they're maybe ICE in disguise, or maybe the local police or whatever, but you guys see a guy with a clipboard, and they're going to ask you, well, how many of you live here? And well, there's only me and my poor grandma, senior, and they're going to tell you all 16 people are there. What? I don't give this Pew Research. I don't give the research any credence. I just don't. Anyway, let's read this. I'm going to keep reading. The Pew report found that I already said that. The Pew report found that the unauthorized immigrant population in the United States stood at 10.5 million in 2021, a 14% decrease from what it was in 2007. Well, we've had 5 or 7 million cross the border since Joe Biden became president. So in 2021, when Joe Biden took office, 10.5 million, add 7 million to that. That's already 17 million. You're saying that's not, you're saying it almost doubled the current the population since 2021? I'm curious. that seems like a lot of people invading the country. Now, if those numbers shock you, then there's a reason for it. Not a week goes by without somebody in the Republican Party promising mass deportations of unauthorized migrants. They can't talk about the U.S. border with Mexico without falsely describing it as open. Well, look, if you have the record number of encounters and then you let them all stay in the country, I would call that open. Everyone they encounter, because they talk about, oh, we had a record number of encounters, and like, well, the Border Patrol is doing their job. They're not like, but then they release them into the country for a hearing later, and everyone says they're seeking asylum. 7 million since 2021, and you're saying that it only stood at 10.5 million in 2021. Well, wait a minute. That decrease, well, who was the president during the decrease? Because 2021 is when Biden came to office. Who was the president before that? Wow. Was there an actual decrease? And it's funny because one of the Krassenstein brothers tweeted about this morning, and I hadn't seen this report yet. And now I'm going to go answer that report, because 10.5 billion in 2021. But they've reported 7 million since Joe Biden has come into office. So if you take 10.5 billion plus 7 million, that's 17.5 million. That's way more than when Biden came to office. And that would seem like a steady stream of people coming across the border. But let's see what this editorial continues with, because now I'm really curious how they're going to spin this bullshit. Once proudly described as a nation of immigrants. Okay, these are not immigrants. They're border jumpers, illegal immigrants. They're coming across. Immigrants come here legally. Once proudly described as a nation of immigrants, the United States has become a nation of immigration enforcers, thanks to Republicans making immigration a wedge issue that too many Democrats are afraid to challenge. This just sounds like Krassenstein. Republicans say they don't mind immigrants entering the country legally. They want to decrease the number coming in illegally. Well, that's exactly what's been happening. Pew noted that at the same time the United States population of unauthorized immigrants dropped 14%, there was a 29% increase in what it calls the lawful immigration population. What? And the number of naturalized U.S. citizens grew 49%. That's completely and utterly irrelevant. Holy shit. The Pew report found 23.1 million, slightly less than half, were naturalized citizens. Okay, great. That's fine. Hello, Texas double. Is that Evan? Those population estimates, according to Pew, do not reflect changes that have occurred since apprehensions and expulsions of migrants along the U.S.-Mexico border started increasing in March 2021. No. Despite the data showing a steady decrease in the number of unauthorized migrants living in the United States, you're talking about 2021, not since Joe Biden's been in office. That number, 10.5 million, 2021. Did they read their own article? Oh my God. But as the numbers for Pew show, to the extent that demographics in this country are changing because of people coming to the U.S., it's being driven by people coming here through official channels and those not illegally crossing our southern border. So we're not talking about that. And it should be noted that even the demographics of those in the unauthorized migrant population are misunderstood. Oh, yes, it's don't let me be misunderstood. Almost every region in the world had a notable increase in the number of unauthorized immigration in the U.S. from 2007 to 2021. The Pew report says behind Mexico and El Salvador, the report says the country of origin with the next largest unauthorized immigrant population into the U.S. is India. Yeah, there's a tourism industry. Fly to Mexico, cross the border. Changing demographics are not the reason to panic, but with the former President Donald Trump as their leader, Republicans have chosen to panic, and they have plenty of voters who support them on their overreaction. Yeah, like all those Trump supporters in Chicago, New York City are just chomping at the bit on this topic. Yeah, all those Trump supporters on the south side of Chicago and Brooklyn. In October, American Values Survey by the Public Religion Research Institute, partnership with the Brookings Institution, found that 73% of Republicans believe that American culture and our way of life has mostly changed for the worse since the 1950s. Again, this is not fucking relevant. Only 34% of Democrats feel the same way. This is the same survey that found that a third of Republicans that believe that true American patriots may have to resort to violence to save the country. Such views align with a 2021 Pew poll showing clear partisan lines between conservative Republicans and those who see the decrease in the white majority to be bad for the country, and liberal Democrats who see it as a good thing. I don't see it as anything. I don't give a fuck. Okay? I don't, because just because demographics change doesn't mean that that you're getting what you want, Democrats. Trust me. Trust me. All these Catholic, Hispanic people, and the Muslim people coming in from around the world. Do you really think they're hot on having abortions and having their kids trans at school? I doubt it. Okay. You're pushing the way with your bullshit. Oh, and the people in the south, even those people in Brooklyn and the south side of Chicago are like, what the fuck is going on with all these, they're housing all these people in places where you got people that, you're displacing our own poor people. Oh, and then despite the Republican Party pushing toward extremism, the United States still has the most favorable view. The U.S. still has mostly favorable views about immigration. Oh, now see, this is what they do. Like when they say, "Oh, yeah, immigrants are do the lowest crime in the United States." You mean legal immigrants? Because 68% of Americans say immigration is good for the country. Legal immigration probably is good for the country. Because it's a brain drain to a lot of the countries people come from, but it is good for our country. No one's complaining. I barely ever heard anyone complaining about legal immigration. When asked about levels of immigration, 57% either wanted to remain at or above present levels, while 41% favor a decrease in our immigration levels. Well, until our border's secured, we need to get that shit under control. Again, I want you to go to one of these council meetings like in Brooklyn. I want this reporter to do a council meeting in Brooklyn where it's nothing but black people at the council meeting screaming and yelling at Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Go visit an alderman's office on the south side of Chicago and talk this bullshit and see what the black people there say. Because they're not Republicans. Sorry, they're not. Oh my gosh, they're so disingenuous with this shit. Okay, this week, a majority of likely voters, 56%, and a majority of likely voters, 56%, and Latino likely voters, 73%, favored the Deferred Action for Children Arrivals program. I don't care.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
So what? So they support DACA. Ooh, yay. Polling from immigrants. Oh, an immigrants' rights group. You know what an immigrants' rights group is? It's a euphemism. It's a euphemism for open borders group. That's not about, because immigrants' rights group has nothing to do with legal immigrants, because legal immigrants already have rights. Immigrants' rights groups are specifically for the people who cross the border illegally. Note that 66% of likely voters and 72% of Latino voters favor the temporary protected status program, which Biden administration extended to Venezuelans who lived here since July. This week, hundreds rallied near the White House in hopes of getting Biden administration to expand work permits, not just for eligible Venezuelans, but also for those that have been here for years. Some of those who attended the rally were unauthorized immigrants who had long lived in the country and wanted their voices heard. Well, how did they live in here a long time in the country if they can't get a job legally? I'm curious. Oh. And who are they taking jobs from? Of course, maybe the people in the homeless camps don't want to work. I don't know. But they could if it made them. If you said, hey, okay, we're going to just stop giving you free shit and we'll make you work. But I don't know. Representative Jesus Chuy Garcia, Democrat of Illinois, said at the rally, we recognize that immigration reform has eluded Congress for 36 years. Hey, you cannot have immigration reform if you don't get the border under control. That's not immigration reform. You're just, oh, God. And look, if you have this large number of legal immigrants coming to the country, clearly legal immigration is working. Now, is it working as well as it should? Maybe, maybe not. Can they streamline the process for people who are trying to come here legal? Maybe. But that has nothing to do with the illegal immigration part. It just doesn't. You cannot do that without fixing the illegal immigration problem, because the legal immigrants get pissed off about it too. Most legal immigrants aren't happy about what's happening in the illegal immigration realm. People who want to continue to work in peace, they want to be able to go to work without fear of deportation, are being apprehended. Why? You're here illegally. That should be a natural fear. Those are the asks that we make of President Biden and this White House. Roughly 10.5 million undocumented people in the United States are not faceless. Look, and again, notice how they still use the 2021 number of 10.5 million undocumented people. So where did the 7 million that have crossed the border go? Are they not here anymore? Or did 7.5 million or did 7 million leave and then these people replace them? I doubt it. This is, oh my God. All right, I can't. That's enough of that one. That just concludes, the nice little frothy little dalliance of the end of this article. I got two more to get through. God bless America. Okay, this is an article from This Is CNN. Article stating that, oops, let's fix that. There we go. What pro-Palestinian and pro-Israel supporters want you to know. How long is this? Oh, this is a long article. This is a long article. Holy shit. We'll skim it. We'll get through it. Since October 7th, large pulsing crowds have gathered at rallies around the world with signs above their heads and chants on their lips to convey their simmering frustration, outrage, and fear over the ongoing hostilities between Israel and Hamas and the resulting casualties. Since October 7th. That's interesting. Since October 7th. Did something happen on October 7th? Interesting. On a sunny, cold, and breezy Tuesday, pro-Israel demonstrators gathered in Washington, D.C.'s National Mall, decked in the blue and white colors of the Israeli flag, and called for Hamas to free its hostages, expressing concerns about rising anti-Semitism in the U.S. and push for American policies to remain steadfast towards Israel. As Jews, we don't want to feel alone, and we have often throughout our history felt isolated, said Adam Rothman, a rabbi with Congregation Sharif Israel in Dallas, who attended Tuesday's rally in D.C. with his wife, Rabbi Shira Wallach. And just the opportunity to stand here, not just Jews, but supporters of Israel at a very, very difficult and emotionally gut-wrenching month, fills us with such hope and joy to really see, just to see so many people here who care about our brothers and sisters in Israel and care about the future of Israel as a vibrant home for the Jewish people. Days earlier, at a pro-Palestinian event last Friday night in New York City's Columbus Circle, demonstrators waved Palestinian flags and carried homemade signs reading "Ceasefire now" and "Stop bombing kids" as they marched through Grand Central Terminal in Times Square. They criticized Israel's treatment of Palestinians, accused the country of apartheid and genocide, pushed for the ceasefire in Israel military campaign, and challenged American leaders to end their support of Israel. I go through periods of extreme distress and anguish and sadness over what's happening, Lila Rodenbach, a 24-year-old who attended Friday's rally, told CNN. It's only when I attend one of these rallies that I come back feeling a little bit more hopeful that the tides are starting to change. CNN spoke to some of the demonstrators at these two recent rallies to better understand why thousands have joined marches and what those in attendance hope to accomplish. Here's what they said. The pro-Palestinian demonstrators, many attending Friday's rally, declined to provide CNN with their last names out of privacy and safety concerns. Some wore medical masks or checkered black and white keffiyehs, traditional scarf to cover their faces, wary of being identified or doxxed, a form of online invasion of personal privacy, for their political views. Elizabeth, 42-year-old teacher, God damn it, said she joined the demonstrations after seeing images of children suffering in Gaza. I wonder if she saw any of the children that suffered in Israel. I mean, I can understand if you're anti-war and you want both these sides to fuck off, but the idea that you only see the one side always bothers me. But maybe that's, I don't know. It's because I have a daughter and I see those children in Gaza, she said, gently pushing her 2-year-old daughter's stroller. We just don't want to support people being bombed. Well, then Hamas needs to take care of that, right? Is that not what there's a reason for that? There's a reason. It's not like this just happened out of the blue. Elizabeth Oram, a 70-year-old nurse and adjunct learner, waved a Palestinian flag during a march, her short blonde hair falling on the top of her white K95 mask. Oh, this is so dramatic. She said she's a longtime supporter of Palestinian rights and had seen the situation in occupied Palestine territories go from very bad to absolutely barbaric. I'm 70. I need to be able to tell my grandchildren that when this happened, when a genocide happened, they keep calling it genocide. Genocide is the wrong word. I don't know what other words you want to use, but genocide is not the right word. A genocide happened, and I did not sit still, that I spoke out, she said. That's what I want them to know. The United Nations Convention on the Prevention of Punishment of the Crime of Genocide, which was adopted after World War II, defines genocide as acts committed with the intent to destroy in whole or in part a national, ethnical, racial, or religious group. Is that what Israel's trying to do? To destroy in whole or even in part a national, ethnical, is that a word? Racial or religious group? Is that what they're doing? Because that's Hamas's charter. That is written in Hamas's charter. That's really weird. Anyway, Sammy, a 20-year-old French student at London University, was visiting New York when he came upon the rally. He told CNN he felt inspired to stay and attend after seeing images of violence in Gaza on social media. I see all the videos and the pictures, and it's horrible. I see this every day, every time on social media, on Twitter, on Instagram. He said, every day, these atrocities in front of my eyes, because the Palestinians march them out into the public sector. I feel a lot of pain for them, and I want this massacre and this genocide to stop. Again, not the correct word. Pro-Israel demonstrators, the March for Israel, D.C., on Tuesday brought out thousands of Israel supporters from across the country in what was believed to be the largest pro-Israel gathering in the U.S. since the start of the war. Demonstrators held aloft Israeli flags, raised signs saying, "Free the hostages" or "Let my people go," or wore clothing emblazoned with the faces of hostages. Sarah Blau, a student at the University of Maryland, attended the rally on the National Mall wearing a T-shirt emblazoned with the face of Omer Nutra, a high school friend who was kidnapped by Hamas on October 7th and is believed to be held hostage. Blau said she wanted to join the march to show my support for Israel. I'm a proud Zionist, a proud Jew, and I want to be here to support my community. Michael and Noam Sheps, a married couple from New Jersey, said they came to show support for the hostages from Israel. We are one nation and we are supporting each other, and we want the hostages to be released. It's extremely important, Michal said. We're here for peace, for the safety of the people that are in Israel, and for the hostages. Noam added, We want to make it clear that this is an important issue and we stand with our brothers and sisters in Israel and that we send them our support, hopefully through America and America's backing as well. Sharon Strauss, 64, of Rockville, Maryland, attended the rally with an Israeli flag tied around her shoulders and carried a sign featuring a Jewish Star of David in the color of the LGBTQ flag. She said she attended the rally to show solidarity with Israel as well as the LGBTQ community. I have a transgender son. One of the things that really worries me about this conflict with Hamas is the ultra-conservative group of their followers. If you look at countries where Hamas and ISIS dominate, people who are LGBTQ, they are not safe, she said, which is really ironic with all the LGBTQ for Hamas or for Palestine signs. There's a whole slew of people they've interviewed from both sides. I recommend you read it, but I'm not going to get to it. I want to get to this last article that Gunfox sent me too. Now, this one's not going to make my head explode. At least I hope. Well, it's not going to. I know it's not going to, because we're going to finish light, okay? We're going to finish light. That's why I saved this one for last. This is the Babylon Bee. Target releases trans-Muslim Chinese quadruple amputee Santa. Which, look, I laughed at the headline when I saw it, and I thought, wait a minute. Wait 1 minute. With a keffiyeh on his head. Wait 1 minute. Because I would not be shocked if I saw the same article in the Minneapolis Star-Tribune. Target executives announced this week the most intersectional Santa decoration ever, a limbless and not so jolly of an elf. We're proud to unveil the first ever Chinese Muslim transgender quadruple amputee Santa doll, Target executive Nancy Jones commented to reporters. When you look at this totally immobile Chinese elf trying to bow to Allah, well, we think you'll see the true meaning of Christmas. The new incredibly inclusive Santa decoration has already hit the store shelves with much fanfare. I never in a million years thought I'd see a Santa doll that is so accurately represented who I am, said Muhammad Wong, the sole member of the trans-Muslim Chinese quadruple amputee community. Oh, I salute Target for finally making a holiday doll that includes people like me. Well, I mean, I would salute Target, but I don't have any arms. Allah willing, I'm going to roll myself home with my new Santa doll and proudly display it to my friends coming over for a Kung Pao chicken. The Target says they hope to release the release of this new Santa doll will further their agenda of inclusion, diversity, and lower stock prices. Actually, their stock price went up. Their culture is not your costume. Do not appropriate ghost, zombie, or vampire culture this Halloween. Okay, that's a whole nother story. Anyway, thank you, Gunfox, for a bit of levity to finish the show. And my head is still intact, so that's good. Ladies and gentlemen, happy Friday. I hope you have a good weekend. I am done here. I thank you for joining me on the Morning Night Live. Please, before you go, hit the like button, share the stream after the show. And if you want to drop deuces in the tip jar after the show or during the show or whenever else you want to, that Streamlabs link is open 24 hours a day. You can still leave messages and I'll say hi. I can't leave. Q&A. Okay, you're right. Q&A. I'm going to get through Q&A. We're going to lightning round the Q&A. Sorry guys. There will be no leaving the show yet. Let's go through question and answer. Here we go. I'm going to drop, let's see, I'm going to unpin this. Okay, it is Q&A time. Good Lord. What do we got here? Wait, I can't see the first question. I want to see the first question. There we go. The hell? Okay, I'm going to start here. Avocados Diabli. If when you die, you are forced to choose one person you haunt, who would it be? It would be Scribe, because that would be funny. Scribe Light, if you know Scribe. Avocados Diabli. If when you die and are forced to choose one person. Oh, wait, that's the same question. You asked it several times. Okay, you asked it twice. And then, I'll have to go close this to see what that first question is. Let's see. If you didn't know your age, how old would you guess you are? 34. I feel young at heart, but not too young. Avocados Diabli. Is there anyone you would leave the country over becoming president? Madonna. Avocados Diabli, fall of Minneapolis. Did Minneapolis ever rise to fall from? Minneapolis is a great city. It really has been a great city my entire time here. And I really love living in Minnesota. In fact, new poll came out recently that said Minnesota is the lowest stress state to live in. I don't know if I believe all that. If I lived in South Minneapolis, I'd be a little more stressed. But no, Minneapolis is a great town. In fact, we have several Fortune 100 companies that are based here. I don't know why they stay, but they do. So that's my answer. Somnambule Nation, have you ever been to the record store, the Electric Fetus? I have. That was one of the great record stores. It might even still be open because they'd still do vintage stuff. But when I first moved here, especially, I'd go to the Electric Fetus. They had a great selection of CDs, albums, old records, new records, all kinds of things. Great record. One of the great record stores in the Twin Cities. Avocados Diabli, who's the boss? On Who's the Boss? Who was the boss? Is that the one that was with Tony Danza, right? Is that Who's the Boss? The lady was. She was the boss. The real boss was the woman, because that's how TV works. Avocados Diabli, why do you allow me to do this? Because I love you. That's the only reason, AD. I love you. You're good shit. Okay. Avocados Diabli, if you could bury one person alive, who would it be and why? I'm gonna pass on that. Avocados Diabli, a heterological word is one that does not describe itself. Does heterological describe itself? Yes. Avocados Diabli, David's father has 3 sons, Snap, Crackle, and... well, that would be David. That's easy. Avocados Diabli, where does a thought go when it is forgotten? Black hole. Lord Stanhope, chicken or fish? Ooh, that's tough because there's some. I really like certain types of fish. Like, have you ever had ono? Like, it's like a Hawaiian fish. That's really good. I almost prefer that to chicken, but I do like chicken too. I'm a black man. Of course it's chicken. Come on. Lord Stanhope, Blackhawks or Red Wings? Blackhawks. Okay. If your favorite commentator, this is Lord Stanhope, your favorite commentator spontaneously combusted in front of you, what would be your reaction? I'd be like, fuck! Is that a good enough acting? Lord Stanhope. That was if your favorite lib commentator spontaneously combusted in front of you, what would your reaction be? It'd be the same. Lord Stanhope, bottle of red or a bottle of white? Bottle of red. And finally, these are the last 2 questions. Is wearing American Indian clothing a sin? No, absolutely not. And in fact, the only people who complain about that are liberal white people. Lord, Selected Boy, would the Timberwolves ever get the monkey off their backs and win it all? I don't know. They're looking pretty good so far this season. They swept the Golden State in the last couple days, whatever. I don't know. They got a team right now that is really talented, and who knows? But they're just better. There are other better teams. Anyway, they're doing pretty good with Mr. Gomert. Okay, and finally, I said that was the last question. Oh, that's not even a question. That's just Mike 7 when I was a kid. The map said the whole area. Okay, that's it. I gotta go. Thank you. My name is P-Dog Knight, and I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Have a great weekend. Hey, this is P-Dog Knight, and thank you for watching today on the P-Dog Knight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm P Dog Knight, and I'm out of here.